Sup all day fam. So I'm keeping y'all up. I'm gonna try to keep y'all updated with what's going on in free agency. Well, specifically right now for the Chargers, for my Charger fans out there, and then I'll do some other videos on the free agency throughout the NFL. But let's see. So the Chargers, they have been active in the 2025 NFL free agency period, making strategic moves. So a summary of their key transactions. So let's see. Khalil Mack, edge rusher, pass rusher. So I was surprised that the Chargers actually only signed him to a 1-year deal. It's like a 1-year prove-it deal. I wouldn't even call it a 1-year prove-it. It's Khalil Mack. But I was surprised that they only signed him to 1 year. I guess because, he's a little older and he doesn't know if he's going to, like this year, he didn't know if he was going to come back or not. So maybe that's why they signed him to a 1 year. I mean, if I was the GM, I would have see if I could probably get him in for at least 3 more years. Well, not at least. I mean, he's near retirement, but I would have been like, let's just give it 3 years. Let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can get a back-to-back Super Bowl. Let's see if, but 1 year, 18 million. I mean, I'm glad he agreed to that. Maybe it was mostly Khalil Mack. Maybe the Chargers probably did try to get him in for a little longer, and he was just like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't even know if I was even going to continue on with this year. So maybe it's Khalil Mack more than the Chargers. So I get it if it was more Khalil Mack not wanting to sign a multi-year deal. But if it wasn't, I think Joe Ortiz should have tried to push that, a little bit. I mean, at least 2. Khalil Mack, he doesn't look like he's lost a step at all, and he doesn't really get hurt. I mean, he not lost, but he missed a couple games this year. I don't know how many, but it wasn't that many. He was playing throughout the entire year. I mean, he was playing mostly throughout this season. Joey Bosa, on the other hand, he's always hurt. I mean, God, Joey Bosa, I've really never been a fan of Joey Bosa, to be honest with you guys. And we'll get into that, talk about him departing from the Chargers. But, yeah, so they re-signed Khalil Mack. They re-signed Tear Tart, the defensive tackle. So Tear Tart, also 1 year, $5.5 million contract. So, let's see. He recorded 29 tackles, 5 tackles for a loss, and 1 sack. Tear Tart was pretty solid. He was a good defensive tackle for us. We re-signed Elijah Molden. Thank God. He's a really great, well, I won't say great, but he is a very, very, very solid defensive back, safety. He played extremely well for us this year, and that was a huge steal by Joe Ortiz. That was one of Joe Ortiz's, cooking move, man. I mean, when we picked him up, I didn't really know that too much about Elijah Molden, but because he wasn't really doing so much when he was, I think it was at Tennessee. So yeah, let me fact check myself real quick. Where did Elijah Molden come from? Because I think it was Tennessee when we traded for him. Because we got that Elijah Molden was a steal for real. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, he was with Tennessee. Okay, yeah, so I was right. Yeah, so I mean, yeah. Dude was solid, and not only was he solid, he actually, other than Darren James, he was our best safety, defensive back, and he allowed Darren James to do other things when him and Darren James was on the same field together. So that was solid. I love it. I mean, Elijah Molden, he was solid, and I hopefully we bring my boy Tony Richardson back, hopefully we do. I would like to see that, So, but let's keep it going. So Najee Harris, that's a new acquisition for us. I'm actually very, very happy we picked up Najee. I think that's probably the best running back in free agency that we could have got. Najee and JK will be awesome. We need to keep JK. We need to re-sign JK. I think we will. I believe we will. And yeah, so we got him for a 1-year deal worth up to $9.25 million. So that's awesome. I mean, that's tremendous. I mean, I think that was a perfect sign for him, and Najee, I like he's a bruiser, man. He's a bruiser. He's not like a top 5 running back, maybe not even top 10, but he gets yards and he is a very violent running back, and that's what the Chargers needs. The Chargers hasn't had a running back like that in years since Melvin Gordon. We haven't had that bruiser, man. And Melvin Gordon, he helped out our offense a lot because he would pick up those tough yards. And that is exactly what Najee Harris will do. And under a Jim Harbaugh and Greg Roman offense, this offense is going to tremendously complement Najee Harris. And with J.K. Dobbins, it's just going to make Najee even better. And so when we really bulk up our guards, because our offensive tackles is perfect, but when we bulk up interior, we're going to be good. We're going to be good, And so I think that's like I told you guys before, a running back is a quarterback's best friend. A running back, there's no other, maybe center, but there's no other offensive position that enhances a quarterback than a solid running back. No, then that's a solid running back that is violent, that is a bruiser, and that picks up those yards. No other offensive player. Maybe some can argue with a center because a center, he is like that focal point of the entire offense and everything, and him and the quarterback are like this, like one mind, him and the center. But a running back, man, when a quarterback has a great running back, because not even a center can do, because a center can only do so much for an offense to really, prevail or proceed, keep going, can gain those yards. The center is not running the ball. So when especially if you got those pass rushers, the center ain't really doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? So the center can help the quarterback call out the signals, pick up certain things, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But when you're going against a defense that has some tremendous prolific pass rushers, the center ain't gonna really do nothing for you at that. The running back is really going to be able to do that. So look what happened with Patrick Mahomes. Look what happened with Sam Darnold. Look what happened with Justin Herbert. It doesn't matter how great of a quarterback you are if you're not running the ball efficiently. Point blank. Period. So I like that we got Najee. I really do. That was an awesome pickup for us. I was actually hoping that we was going to get Najee Harris for the past year now. I was actually a fan of Najee Harris when he was at Alabama. I thought he was a really great back for Alabama. I mean, he was really great back. He was really good. Well, I won't say great, but he was really good with Pittsburgh his first couple of years, and he just kind of just fell off a little bit. I don't know what was going on. I don't know. Maybe it's Pittsburgh, man. Maybe it's Pittsburgh because the God, man, that's that receiver's name, that troublemaking receiver. I can't remember his freaking name, but everybody knows what I'm talking about. He's from Hoover. He played at Georgia. I don't know why I can't remember his name. George Pickens, thank God. Yeah, George Pickens. He's a very talented receiver. He's a very talented player. But it's like their offense is so inconsistent. So I'm thinking maybe it's just Pittsburgh. I don't know. Maybe it's the offensive coordinator. Maybe that's what it is. Who knows? But anyway, I think Najee, Jim Harbaugh, he's a better coach than Mike Tomlin. And I think that the offense, the Chargers offense, is going to complement Najee Harris much more than the offense did in Pittsburgh. He's going to do wonderful for us. I think he really is. He may be our premier back, to be honest with you. So that's awesome. And no other coach in the NFL. Now, if we had Bill Belichick, maybe. But no other coach in the NFL gets as much from their players, uses up every ounce of their players than Jim Harbaugh. So this is great for Najee, man. And this is great for the Chargers. And it's great for the offense. And most of all, it's great for Justin Herbert. So the departures, Joey Bosa. So Joey Bosa, we got rid of Joey, man, and I'm actually happy we got rid of Joey. I've been wanting Joey Bosa to lead the Chargers for the past 4 years now, man. I mean, he's just always been hurt. He's always been messing up, making mistakes. He's just not there. I mean, when you listen to him talk, you kind of fall in love with him. When you kind of wish the best for him. You want the best for him. He seems like a freaking stand-up guy. He seems like a really solid person. When we first picked him up, when we first drafted him, not picked him up, when we first drafted him, I liked him. I was big on him. I was like, okay, he's a sack artist, man. He's a pass rusher artist. But it's just, eventually, he just kept he kind of fell off really fast for me, and he never, for me, he never became that premier pass rusher for me. I never really thought he was like amongst the league's best pass rushers. A lot of people did. A lot of people probably still do. I never really thought that. I thought he was just really good, a really good pass rusher. I was just never really big on him, really. I was more bigger on his brother than him. And really now I'm not even big on his brother that much. I mean, I'm like, his brother is kind of like, they're good. They're good. Their Bosa brothers are good. That's it. You know what I'm saying? They're not like TJ Watt or Myles Garrett. They're not like that. No. So it's like, it's whatever, But I mean, I'm actually happy that we got rid of him. So we saved approximately $25.36 million against the 2025 salary cap. Bosa, 5-time Pro Bowler, had faced injury challenges in recent seasons. So yeah, and he was always causing kind of our defense jumping off sides. I was noticing that like during this season. I'm like, bro, why are you always jumping off freaking sides? Like, what's going on with you? Like, you should know better. You are a freaking vet, bro. You are amongst one of our leaders of our team. Why are you always jumping off sides? Like, it was just stupid stuff like that I was just like, man, we got to get rid of him after this season. I didn't know if the Chargers were, but it made all the sense in the world for them to do that. I mean, I think I took what Jim Harbaugh and George, he said, too literal. Because at the end of the season, they both had a press conference, and I think they both had multiple press conferences. Well, no. They had a press conference, and then they was on the Pat McAfee show a couple weeks ago, or about a week ago, at the NFL Combine, which I missed. I wanted to go this year, but I missed it this year. But they were at the NFL Combine, and they were saying like, we want to bring everybody back. We're going to bring everybody back, And so I'm literally taking it literal. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah. So I'm happy that we got rid of Joey Bosa, and I'm happy for Joey Bosa. I wish the best for Joey Bosa. He was a great Charger for us. And I think there's no other better team for him to go to but San Francisco. Like, just go to San Fran, so hopefully San Fran just picks him up. He stays in California. San Francisco is a little ways from LA. I think how far is San Francisco from here? It might be, I don't know. I drove out there one time. I can't remember how long it was driving. I think it was like a 8-hour drive. Between that range, between 5 and 8 hours. I don't know. I can't remember. Let me see real quick. Hold on. Yes, I'm just out of curiosity. I want to see how far San Fran is from LA. Driving. Let's see here. San Fran. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so I was right. About 5 hours and 57 minutes. It's not that far. Like 376 miles. Yeah, it's not that bad. San Fran's not that far from here. It's not that bad. I mean, I can drive it. I mean, sure, I drive all the time. So, like, that's I mean, so he's not too far. So if he doesn't really want to give up his house, which he probably, I mean, I don't know if he, he's not too far from his family. So yeah, so. I think that, I mean, in a flight, flight is nothing from San Fran to LA. But, I mean, it probably could be a little tiring always flying back and forth every Sunday to Los Angeles, San Fran. I don't know. I don't know how they do it, to be honest with you. But, I mean, me, I wouldn't give up my house in LA if I really liked living in LA. San Francisco is not that far. Me, I would try to figure it out, especially if I have my family here. To me, it wouldn't make no sense moving them off to San Francisco for what? It's not that far. So, but anyway, yeah, that's Joey Bosa's business. It's up to Joey Bosa, but he gets to be with his brother, so that's awesome. So if San Francisco signs him, but anyways, let's move on. I am a little disappointed that we let Puna Ford walk. I was mad about that. I mean, I saw that we re-signed Tier Tart, but I don't really like that we let him walk. Puna Ford was a premier defensive tackle for us. He was solid. We should have signed him. We shouldn't have allowed him to walk to the Rams. I mean, he signed with the Rams. That's the only thing that kind of concerned me with Joe Ortiz so far this year. And hopefully Joe Ortiz knows what he's doing by letting Puna Ford walk. I think Joe Ortiz was probably wanting to get him for a another 1 year deal. And Puna Ford, he signs with the Rams, I think on a multi-year deal. I think actually a 3-year deal. Let me see. 3-year. Let me see. Yeah, 3-year contract worth just under 30 million with 17 million guaranteed. I don't know, man. I mean, he was very solid for us. I don't. That's, to me, is not a lot. I mean, 3 years, 30 million, 17 million guaranteed. I guess maybe Joe Ortiz is doing the math here. He's probably like, I don't think Puna Ford is going to keep up with this for 3 years. There's a lot you got to go into when you're a general manager, and I do want to be an NFL general manager one day. So I will start making videos like, with me seeing with me being like a general manager, NFL general manager, being in the shoes of a general manager. So we signed Tier Tart for a 1-year, $5.5 million contract. That's another defensive tackle. So I'm just trying to compare. And then Puna, he gets 17 million guaranteed. Puna Ford is a better defensive tackle than Tier Tart. I feel like Joe Ortiz could have. I think Joe Ortiz could have matched that. What Puna Ford did for us this year was solid. He was a big reason why we were pretty good in the running game. He was a huge reason why. I don't know. Maybe Joe Ortiz thinks that that there's a defensive tackle in the draft that we can get. Maybe that's what it is. I guess so. That's maybe, I'm assuming. I think I haven't. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I haven't really been doing my homework on the combine this year, on the players coming out of college and in the draft. I've been really, really, really focused on my other YouTube channel. You guys know that I'm running a YouTube channel. I'm building other businesses, so I've really been focused on that since the NFL season ended. I just been really hyper focused on that, and so that's why I'm doing these videos. I'm trying to do these videos here and there, and actually I'm trying to push out one this every day. I'm trying to get consistent, pushing these out every single day here on the All Day channel, because this is what I love talking about. I love talking about football. And also, just to let you guys know, I am also considering, well, not considering, I just haven't done it yet. I am going to talk about more other sports. So I'm not really an expert or that knowledgeable in other sports, but just to talk about them, because people been telling me, they was like, man, you should talk about other sports in your channel too. Football can be your main platform. Football could be your expertise on this channel, but you can just give us updates on, breaking news, what's going on in the basketball, baseball league, hockey league, and you can give us updates on teams winning, losing, the stats and everything, and it could be a simple video. So when my friend was telling me that, and my mom was telling me that, so some people were saying that, they think that I should do it. So people was recommending me doing it. So I was just like, okay, I'll do it. So football is always going to be the main thing on this channel. Always. It's always going to be the priority. But I will do other videos, talking about other sports and leagues and stuff, and even the WWE. I have recently just started watching wrestling, so I will also. So if you wrestling fans out there, I'll keep you updated on certain things that's going on with that. So yeah, I think it will make the channel more fun too, and yeah. So if you guys are fans of those other sports or even wrestling, there we go. We can talk about it. So. Yeah. So okay. So I don't know, man. If I was the general manager, I would have matched that unless I felt like I could replace him in the draft. I feel like there's a better defensive tackle. Not replace him. If there's a better defensive tackle in the draft, because I'm not going to sit here and think about replacing. Because replacing is, do I think this guy will match him? I'm not going to bet my pennies on that for the draft, because. Again, Puna Ford is proven. He proved it last year. He was on a 1-year deal. He proved it. The guys, every single player, I don't care how good these players are or how great these players are coming to the NFL from the draft, none of them are proven. None of them are proven. It's all zero. You're starting flat now. It doesn't matter what you did in college anymore. You're not eating off of that. Maybe we're in an NIL deal, so maybe it's like the guys are eating off of that. Yeah, they actually kind of are. But what I'm saying is that the NFL, we don't care what you did in college. This is the pros. So you got to bring it now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to sit here and say, do I think this defensive tackle will match Puna? If I'm going to let Puna walk for a contract, in my opinion, that's not even that much, 3 years, 30 million, 17 million guaranteed. You know, so another part of that contract, that 30 million, well, not part of that 30 million, but another part of that contract that adds up to 30 million, Puna Ford is going to have to do certain things for him to get all of that 30 million dollars. So at 17 million, it's not that much to me. So for a defensive tackle that proved himself, but yeah, so a defensive tackle coming out of this draft, they're going to have to, like, if I'm the general manager, I'm going to have to know that there's a defensive tackle in this draft that we can get that's going to be better, not match, not replace, better than Puna. Then, okay, I will let him walk. And maybe that's what it is. So maybe I will predict that the Chargers will pick up a nose tackle. I will predict it. And I'm going to see what kind of nose tackles is in this draft. I'm going to look into it. And, yeah, so let's predict that. I'll predict that the Chargers will draft a nose tackle because they let Puna Ford walk. I don't think that Tier Tart is going to be able to keep. I didn't think Tier Tart was as good as Puna. Tier Tart was good. They both worked really well with each other, but I think that we'll see, man. We'll see. Let's see. And I'll do another video on nose tackles. See, like the top nose tackles coming into the NFL this year. So the draft this year. So we'll see. We'll look into so I'll do my research on some nose tackles, defensive tackles, and we'll see. And I'll be like, okay, I can see the Chargers picking this guy up. Who knows? All right, so is that it? That's what the Chargers did. The Chargers kind of been a little active, but they haven't been as active as I wanted them to be. And we could talk about the receivers. I mean, I know a lot of Charger fans are mad that we let DK go to the Pittsburgh. They didn't bite on DK, and we did not bite on Devontae. We lost Devontae to the Rams. Well, I won't say we lost him to the Rams, but we let him walk to the Rams. So I know a lot of Charger fans are mad about that. But, hey, man, I mean, I get it. I was hoping that we was going to probably get them. But there was a lot of other receivers that I wanted over them. But I didn't hear too much noise about them as opposed to the receivers that I wanted. So everybody was talking about Devontae. Everybody was talking about DK. You know, and now those were the two. And then under them, it was Keenan Allen. And so I kind of bought into it. I was like, okay, us getting DK wouldn't hurt. But would it be worth as much? Would it be worth getting him what the Seahawks is asking for? And that was what's making me bite. I was just like, I don't know. I never really been a big fan of DK Metcalf. Now, like I said, other than that, he's better than all of our receivers. So I'm saying if we would have got him, it would not have hurt. Well, it would have been costly because, again, I'm saying I know Joe Ortiz. I know how he thinks. Like, I don't know him personally, but I'm just saying, like, just based off what the man says and how he moves, I know that he wanted to get the best deal. Not the best deal for DK. He was going to get the best deal for the Chargers and for the Chargers long term. You know, and if he's thinking that he can get somebody else for cheaper, especially in the draft or maybe in the free agency, or not even cheaper, less costly than DK, he's not going to bite on that. So I think the Seahawks was asking too much for the Chargers. Maybe not asking too much for other teams, because obviously Pittsburgh went on and signed him. You know, went on and traded for him. But I think they was asking too much for Joe Ortiz, and Joe Ortiz was like, he can go to Pittsburgh. I don't give a damn. You know, so it's like, he's like, Joe Ortiz is like, that's too much. That's too much for us. It's too costly. You know, so I think the same for Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams is what, 32 something he is, and what did the Rams sign Devontae Adams for? Let's see what the contract for DK and Devontae. Let's see. So he agreed to a 5-year, $150 million contract extension, averaging $30 million per year. So this extension includes 4 new years added to his existing contract, ensuring Metcalf remains with the Steelers through the 2029 season. Wow. So prior to this trade, Metcalf had signed a 3-year, $72 million extension with the Seahawks in July of 2022, which included a $30 million signing bonus and $58.2 million guaranteed. So his move to Pittsburgh not only provides him with a fresh start, but also solidifies his position as one of the NFL's highest paid wide receivers. He's not worth that much to me. So I can see why George, he's let him walk. I think DK is a good receiver, but he's never been a great wide receiver. In $30 million a year, he's not worth that much. He's a big, physical, down the field, linear receiver. That's all what DK Metcalf is. If you're getting 30, if you're asking for $30 million as a wide receiver, you're gonna have to be more versatile than just what DK is. His route tree is very limited, and his skill set is limited as a wide receiver. He's a very attractive wide receiver. You know, he's big, he's muscular, he's fast. He's probably the biggest wide receiver in the entire NFL. You know, and probably one of the biggest wide receivers who ever lived, to be honest with you. He's a big dude, but he's not worth that much. He's really not. So I get it. I would have had to walk too, because I was never really the big DK at all anyway. So at a top 5 wide receiver, I would have probably went on and did that for a top 5 wide receiver. DK, hell no. So I'm actually not that upset. That I see a lot of Charter fans are mad that we didn't get him, but dude, like he's first off, he's not worth that much, and second, he's not great. He's good. I don't even know if he's even a top 10 wide receiver, to be honest with you. I really don't. Let me see if I name 10 receivers better than DK. Devontae Adams, Keenan Allen, Lad McConkey, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. That's 5 right there at the top of my head. Tyreek Hill. I'm just thinking of receivers. I'm naming them off the top of my head. Garrett Wilson. Who else? That's 7. Let's see. Okay, I can't really think. So maybe. Oh, Amon St. Brown. That's 8. Let's see. Let me see if I can get 2 more. Mike Evans. That's 9. All I need is 1 more. Let me think. I don't know if Brandon Cooks is better than him. I won't disrespect him that much. I won't say Brandon Cooks. Let me see. Let me think. All right, hold on. I know there's other receivers out there. I know there's 10 that's better than him. Let's see. I mean, to be honest, I would say Nico Collins and Tank Dell is probably better than DK. I mean, they impressed me better than DK. You know, so yeah. I mean, oh dang, what's the other receiver in Chicago? Dang, what's his name? This is what happens when you really kind of like stay off football for a little bit. You know, just for a few weeks. I forget some of these guys' names. But let me see. Hold on. Let's see. DJ Moore. I'll put DJ Moore over DK. You know, so I mean, and I know I'm missing some other wide receivers. Freaking guy, the Giants, he was a rookie right this past year. I'll put him over DK. The other LSU wide receiver, I can't remember. I'm so mad I can't remember some of these names. Brian Thomas, yeah, I'll put him over DK. That's like 11. That's like 12. So I mean, he's not even a top 10 wide receiver. He's not even a top 12 wide receiver. All those wide receivers I just named, I think they're all better than DK. I'm not saying DK isn't good, but he's getting paid amongst the top wide receivers just because how he looks and how fast he is. Because the skill set is not there for a top 10. It's definitely not there. So, no. I mean, I put T. Higgins over him. Did I say Jamar Chase? I think I said Jamar Chase. If I didn't, Jamar Chase, so that's 14. That's 13. You know what I'm saying? So, no, man. I mean, No, he's not worth that much. So I get why Joe Ortiz did not sign him to a huge extension. I get it, and I would not have either. Devontae Adams, he's kind of different. I mean, let's see with Devontae Adams. I think the thing that hurts Devontae Adams is his age. With Joe Ortiz, and the Rams, they're not as cheap with their money. So the Rams, I think this is definitely what the Rams would have did. So let's see, Devontae Adams, 6-time Pro Bowl wide receiver, signed a 2-year contract with the Los Angeles Rams. This deal is valued at $46 million with $26 million guaranteed. 2 years, total value $46 million, guaranteed amount $26 million, signing bonus $12 million. Bonus salaries 2025 will be $8 million fully guaranteed. In 2026, $16 million. I mean, $6 million roster bonus, $6 million due on the third day of the 2026 league year, fully guaranteed. Incentives up to $2 million available. So Adams' 2025 base salary and the 2026 roster bonus are fully guaranteed, providing him with substantial financial security. Prior to joining the Rams, Adams was released by the New York Jets on March 4th, 2025, a move that saved the team $29.9 million in salary cap space. His addition to the Rams is expected to significantly bolster their receiving corps, offering quarterback Matthew Stafford a proven and dynamic target. I mean, it's good for the Rams. I mean, him and Puka is going to do wonders for each other, but I'm trying to see is he worth that much because of his age. He hasn't really. I mean, he played all right. He played all right when he was with the Jets with Aaron Rodgers, but I honestly don't think he's going to do any more than what we saw this year, last year. And can he keep that up for in 2 years? Maybe, but that's what I'm saying. I think how Joe Ortiz functioned, he's not going to function based on a maybe. He's going to function based on, will you be able to do this for this amount of money? So I think that I do believe that Joe Ortiz they did go after Devontae, but I feel like what Devontae was asking for, the Rams they matched that with offering Devontae more, and obviously Devontae is going to take what the Rams gave him, and I think Joe Ortiz he clocked out. He was just like, nah, we're not matching that. We're good. So you can go to the Rams. So I believe that's what it probably was. I mean, so I get it. The Chargers, I feel like they move more based on long term than just now, and that's something that I'm kind of struggling with right there. I'm trying to think I want to see it now. I know that you're building for the long term. Why can't I do both? So I think Joe Ortiz probably is doing both, but he's very, very conservative with what they're going to spend. He's not going to just jump out there and just throw all the money to a player. He's not going to do that. So we'll see, man. We'll see what's up. We'll see what's up. I trust Joe Ortiz. I trust Jim Harbaugh. I trust both of them. I think I believe that every move that they're going to make is for the Chargers winning consistently, being a dangerous team. I do believe that. So yeah, but that's all I have for right now for y'all. I mean, and really, do I think Devontae Adams is still a top 10 wide receiver? He's definitely not top 5, top 10. I can see Devontae as at the top 10 still. I can see him as top 10. I think I'll put him right there at 10. Yeah. So yeah, but that's all I have for y'all, man. And thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you all, and we'll be back very soon, all day.